Prom season is just around the corner, and Tuxtown has the expertise and wide selection of styles and colors to help you look your best. Tuxtown has been outfitting area high schoolers from Spalding, Williamstown, Montpelier, U-32, and Randolph for over a decade. Getting your prom or wedding tux doesn't have to be stressful. Let Tanya Lewis help make your special occasion planning fun. Call or text to schedule your appointment today. 802-498-5531. Tuxtown, your local formal wear specialist. This local sports video production is made possible by Maplewood Travel Service and Information Center, off Exit 7 in Berlin, featuring gas, diesel, excellent food from the deli, an exploration-worthy beer cave, and an extensive selection of candy, snacks, and soft drinks. With Maplewood locations, off Vermont 14 in South Barry, off Exit 3 in South Royalton, off US 2 in Waterbury, and on South Main Street in Rutland. When you are on the road, Maplewood is the place to go. Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
Mark and I worked at Berrytown Elementary School when we were in college. We're both very family-oriented and community-driven.
Barry has a special place in our heart, obviously being our hometown.
When I met Mark and Ruben, they were college grads. 7 years later, they manage over 750 units in Vermont. In their spare time, they give back to the people they grew up with.
There are people in our community who are battling childhood cancer. This organization doesn't just financially fund their hospital bills. We actually help them out with the day-to-day expenses.
Local business owners, local community members, just a lot of local people that are congregating to help raise a lot of money for these families.
In small towns everywhere across America, this story gets repeated over and over. Local businesses coming together to support their friends, neighbors, and customers.
Our priorities and the bank's priorities align. We're all trying to make the community a better place.
Established in 2016, Central Vermont Elite is an area AAU basketball program that is committed to player development and creating a positive playing experience. Coaches are committed to developing skills, character, teamwork, and sportsmanship through hard work. For more information, contact Bill Gant. Email bgant23@yahoo.com or by phone 802-793-3092. Central Vermont Elite is a local supporter of area basketball.
I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel specialists. If you are looking for an updated look for your business or want the latest look for your sports team, Tournament Specialties is the place to contact. Along with their embroidery and ink decorating services, they also work with groups who want a storefront to sell their items. A great way to fundraise without upfront cost and risk. Email Jeff at Tournament Specialties to learn more. tournamentdesigns@gmail.com.
on. This one, Keegan.
Keep it in bounds, QB3. Inbounds, QB3. Welcome to CBTSport.net Game of the Week. Bringing you high school, college, amateur, semi-pro, and professional sports video from right here in Central Vermont. Over a decade of local Central Vermont sports video action. Get ready, because it's time for the CBTSport.net Game of the Week.
My daddy made this. Daddy!
Good evening and welcome to U-32 High School, where today's CBTSport.net presentation features the visiting Thetford Panthers against the U-32 Raiders. I'm Carl Parton. I'll be bringing you the call, and alongside doing color and producing, double duty tonight, Brandon Walker. And Brandon, always exciting to see these two teams. U-32 having a slight down year and compared to the last maybe 3 decades, but they're battling, they're improving every game, and they're fun to watch. And this Thetford Panther program, always a force in D3, and they're really good this year.
Yeah, Carl, it's no matter the tail of the season for this U-32 team, towards the end of the year, you're always looking to get wins, especially at home, something to build on, something to salvage and take away from the year. And as you said, for Thetford, they're always tough. I can remember back to my playing days playing against Thetford. I always knew it was going to be a tough battle, and they were going to come out strong, and we were going to have to be on our best. So I think coming out of the tip, both teams are going to be looking to seize control and get that momentum going right off the bat. So whoever comes out with more energy, I think, will be a very, very key aspect to how this game will go, especially early on.
Good point, Brandon. Definitely looking at the records right now. U-32 coming in with a record of 3-10, but they have won 3 of their last 7, so they're on an uphill run right now. They're improving every game. Really, I call it a junior-powered team, where the real strength of the team is kind of the junior class, and it's a junior class that's getting more experience and better every game, and the team is following suit. They lost their first 6. They've been doing okay since then. Thetford 11-3, and they've had some excellent wins, certainly signature wins against Hazen, 47-42, and Hazen is just ahead of them in boys Division III table right now at 12-2. So win or 2 for Thetford going down the stretch, and they could get move up that ladder into the number 2 hole. The Final 4 make it to the Barry Auditorium, so that's not super important, but home court and quality of opponent to get there, it matters. So it's a Thetford team that needs every single win. They're in a battle and a dogfight right now. Talked to Coach Jason Gray, a former superstar player for the Thetford Panthers. I know he led them to at least 1, maybe 2 championships. And now at the helm, he had 2 keys to the game: defense and take care of the ball. And those are, I don't care if you're playing first grade, kindergarten, JV, varsity, college, or pro. If you can do those 2 things, you're going to be in most games. So those are his keys. Over on the U-32 side, Dan Gothier, and I think he nailed this one out of the park. He wants his team to live up to their potential. He knows he has some great players, and they can do a lot of good things. They just need to play the game that they're able to play and put 4 quarters together. He also talked specifically about Thetford's defense. He wants to identify Thetford plays kind of a sagging man, and when they make the switch, take advantage of that. And for the U-32 Raiders, we've seen them play a lot. We know that typically means splash those 3-pointers. If they get the open looks, they can definitely take them, and they can definitely make them. So they need to hit those shots, and when they get them against the Thetford D. I look at Thetford, and it reminds me a lot of Hazen. They play old school basketball where they go inside out. You're going to pound it in to your big men, to your post players,
make them stop you or foul you, and if they can do that, then you're going to kind of kick it out and then make them pay for sagging too much. So really old school, inside out, hard-nosed basketball is what you're going to get from the Panthers. Well, Derek Dunning, the first-year athletic director, is reading off the expectations for fans, and so important these days with recent events, just to be civil. And we always give a shout out, be nice to the referees too. And I know you're related to some referees, Brandon. It's important that we don't scare any referees away, because Vermont has a shortage right now.
Yeah, Carl, there is definitely a sort of shortage of referees in the state of Vermont right now. I am related to a referee. My mom, Karen, is a referee, and at the end of the day, those things come home with them, just as they would with anybody. If you're hearing constant negativity, constant comments about how poorly a job you're doing, those have an effect just as they would on any other human being. So keep that in mind as you watch a game.
Refs are people too. The starting lineup for Thetford: a sophomore, number 4 at point guard, Hunter Clay; a senior wearing number 10, Jacob Gilman; a junior wearing number 12, Mitchell Parkman; a sophomore wearing number 31, Dempsey McGovern; and a sophomore wearing number 33, Boone Fahey. A wicked young team for Thetford. And looking over at the U-32 side, a senior guard, Sergeant Burns; a senior guard, Alex Keene; a junior guard wearing number 13, Sawyer Mislak; a junior forward wearing number 20, Luke Page; and a sophomore forward wearing number 20 or 23, Aiden Boyd. Dan Gauthier's the coach. His assistant is Ryan Booth. We're just a national anthem away from the tip-off of this one. The Thetford Panthers at the U-32 Raiders on CVTsport.net.
This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel specialists. If you are looking for an updated look for your business or want the latest look for your sports team, Tournament Specialties is the place to contact. Along with their embroidery and ink decorating services, they also work with groups who want a storefront to sell their items. A great way to fundraise without upfront cost and risk. Email Jeff at Tournament Specialties to learn more. tournamentdesigns@gmail.com.
Getting ready for the action, and we'll be looking at the Boone Fahey matchup against both Boyd and Page. Fahey, the big man in the middle for Thetford, is somebody that the Raiders are going to have to watch. They're going to have to keep him off the boards, and he can put some points up there. Mitchell Parkman, also a dangerous threat. He's a guy that if he gets hot, it's not going to be good news for the Raiders. And also, you know, a great shooter, Jacob Gilman, is the three-point threat, that sniper, one of the only senior on this Thetford team. So a young team, but a talented team. It's only going to get better for this Thetford Panther team too over the next couple years with the quality of players they have, young players. Thetford takes the jump. All in the hands of Parkman. Dumps off to McGovern. Here's Clay with the kick out. Passing on the three is McGovern. Raiders in there man-to-man. Good ball movement early by the Panthers. Backdoor cut to the rack, partially blocked by Page, and Boyd pulls down the rebound. They got a nice look, though, Brandon.
He did get a great look there, Carl. I saw him streaking from the top of the key and expected him to fully make that layup.
Steal by Gilman, and great hustle by Mislak to chase him down and knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm in favor of those types of fouls early on. Make them earn it. Don't give up the free layup.
Open look from just outside of free throw range, and it doesn't go for Fahey. Page, hustle rebound on that one. Here's Mislak, out to Keene. Raiders are gonna make Thetford play little D. Burns. Ooh, and it's a steal by Hunter Clay. Clay with a stop and go. Unselfish pass across the lane, and dropping it in for two is Jacob Gilman. Here's Mislak, Euro step, bumped. Boyd, rebound, put back, powers through the defense for two.
I'm sure that Mislak wasn't happy with the result of his shot, but in the end it works out just fine for U-32 as if he passed it in there intentionally.
Steal by Keene. Keene now using his body to seal off, turnaround, off the glass and in. And Coach Gray wants an early timeout. We'll take it too. You're watching high school basketball on CVTsport.net. Back to the action. Some good passing by both teams early here. Both teams in a man-to-man, so we're going to see the peak of their offenses. Strong move to the basket for Dylan Vance. Vance just came in, too, for the sub as the trainer is working on Fahey. No, not Fahey. It must be McGovern getting worked on. Here's Keene in the paint. His kick out. Boyd, step back three. He's going to get. Oh, no, there's a 3-second call. 3 seconds in the lane. I guess Keene was in there trying to get an open teammate. And ball in the hands of Vance. Vance to the rack again. The lefty puts it up. Another rebound for Page. Page on the sprint. Euro step. And a nice scoop shot.
That was an excellent ball fake right there at the end. He even had me thinking he was looking to pass that ball off, Carl.
Page, one of the best sprinters in the state in spring track and field, and you're going to see it every once in a while if he gets open court looks. Burns with a takeaway. Ahead to Mislak. Page bumped off the ball, but it goes out of bounds off a Panther.
The Panthers are really extending that zone that they're playing. Well, it looked like a modified zone to me at first, but now it appears they're matching up in man.
You know, we'll keep an eye. It's when a team plays good help side defense, sometimes it's hard to tell. And they are playing good D. Boyd with a turnaround. Oh, and he gets whistled for the travel. Nice soft touch of the glass. I may be a little biased. I coached Boyd for 6 years in grade school, so forgive me if I sound a little excited when he makes a good play. Keene with another steal. Keene, and he's blocked from behind. Flying up was Dylan Vance to block that one away.
So far, sorry, Carl. So far, both teams have been really active in the passing lanes, picking off passes.
Just as you say that, they did it, and McGovern back in the game, almost making that steal. Burns with the inbound for U-32, finds Page. Back to Burns. Burns is a playmaker. Mislak to the rack. Through traffic, doesn't go. And Vance for the rebound for Thetford. And coming down with the ball was Gilman, but his heel was on the line, so it's going to be a Raider ball. Burns brings it up. Here's Keene. Ref's letting him play. I like it. You know, good defense there by Clay, not giving any space. Nice step through by Mislak, and he gets it to roll in.
And I was just about to say, Carl, as you mentioned, Thetford, a bit of a bump and grind team. And I appreciate U-32's penetration almost every time down the floor so far to feel out how much the refs are going to give and also keep attacking and try to draw some fouls, especially early on in the game.
Nice bucket by McGovern back the other way. Both teams letting their opponent get to the rack on them a little more than both coaches probably like, but you got to appreciate the offense at this point. Page will come out of the game, and coming in is Kalen Zylanga, the junior guard. Zylanga's a definite threat from three-point range if he can find an open look. Passes on at that time, floater in the lane, and in. Nice move by Zylanga.
I don't think we've seen a jump shot yet, have we, Carl?
No, they haven't needed to. They're both, again, playing that old school basketball where you take it inside, make them stop you, and then you think about stretching the D.
I think both teams to this point are pretty content to keep doing it until one of them makes a move to push them out of the paint.
Getting high percentage shots. Thetford with the inbound. Fake and take by Fahey and tipped out of bounds off a Raider defender. Inbounding will be Dylan Vance. Finds Clay. Clay looking to get it back to Vance. Nearly stolen away. Keene again getting in that passing lane. Boyd with a steal. Boyd has strong hands. Mislak to the rack, and he's blocked. Rebound pulled down again by Vance. Mislak is so fast to the basket.
That first step, every single time he is beating the defender, no matter who's been on him to this point. Every single Panther has not been able to keep up with him once he penetrates.
Boyd with the rebound off a miss by Fahey. Burns comes back to help. Mislak now loses it off the dribble. Good job by Burns, get his hands in the passing lane, prevented the breakaway. First three-pointer, no good. That one by McGovern. Boyd with another rebound.
Carl, I would honestly be willing to guess that might be the longest into a game this season that it's taken for either team to shoot a three-pointer.
Yeah, it's pretty common now to see 7 to 10 in the first quarter of every game. There's Boyd for three. This one no good. Rebounded by McGovern. Looking up ahead to Gilman. Gilman, wide open play. His shot rolls out. Mislak with a pull-up, sends that long. Rebound by Clay, looking ahead to Vance, and he drops the layup for two. Coach Gothier wants a timeout, not appreciating maybe the easy looks that Thetford's getting. We'll take it two. Raiders by two with under 2 left here in the first quarter on CBTsport.net.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Carl Parton and Brandon Walker back with the action. The Raiders looking good here in the first quarter. Burns will bring it up for U-32, working with Keene, senior to senior. Keene almost loses it from behind. Michael Mallett in the game now. He's a versatile offensive threat. He rebounds well, but he can also take it to the rack and pull up as well. Zylanga for three, and he buries it.
Just as you said, Carl, off the bench, he was going to be looking to knock down the triple, and right on cue.
He had a couple early games for the Raiders where he was in the neighborhood of 20 points, so he can score when he gets hot. Oh, Zylanga with some defense that time with a block shot. Eddie Sayers in the game for U-32. Here's Burns now, looking for Sayers, and good recovery by Jacob Gilman, the lone senior for Thetford, to knock that one away. Another sophomore coming in for U-32. It's Andrew McKinstry, and he's the John Paxson. I don't know if you remember John Paxson for the Chicago Bulls, but good quick off the dribble, and he can stroke from three. Zylanga to the rack, a lot of contact, no call. Sayers, offensive rebound, he's bumped and wants the call, but they're letting him play a little bit. Ball in the hands of Clay. Kind of got to feel out what the refs are giving you, and they're calling it consistently both ways. You just got to maybe play a little more physically defensively if you can get away with it. Only one foul called in this first quarter, and I'm probably just going to jinx it. Yeah. And you know, they could have, in my opinion, they could have called block, block, block. And then when a block happened, they called a foul. I mean, blocking foul as far as body, body, body. But Sayers probably got quite a bit of ball on that one.
I do think it was a case of the old broadcaster's jinx, though, Carl.
Oh,
we
yeah.
just talked about the fouls. A few minutes ago, we talked about no jump shots. Both have suddenly ramped up here. I guess, I don't know if you can call one foul ramping up, but it did double our foul total on the night.
Fahey did a good job keeping his pivot foot, keeping his balance, and just waiting for the defense to get off balance. Rebound by Vance onto the ground. Fake take by Fahey, and he's stuffed. Was that Sayers again?
Yes, it was.
Nice play by Eddie Sayers. Open inside. Sayers with a follow away. This one blocked and kept in bounds by Vance. Half court shot put up. And no good by Fahey. So after 1 quarter of play, U-32 Raiders leading by 4. You're watching high school basketball on CBTsport.net.
Northfield Savings Bank is the bank of builders, makers, doers, and explorers, multitaskers, commuters, planners. In other words, we are the bank of you and everything you do. With mobile and online banking, drive-up service, and of course, in our branches. That is banking your way. That is Northfield Savings Bank.
Brandon Walker, Carl Parton back with the action. Raiders looking good early against a very strong Thetford Academy Panther team. 11-3 was Thetford's record coming into this one. 3-10 for U-32, but as we talked about, Brandon, U-32 getting better every game I see them. They're buying into Coach Gauthier's offense. They're playing his game. And, you know, when you're refurbishing a car, great spin move. You can only fix one part at a time, and Gauthier's fixing one part at a time on this team.
Well, and you also mentioned, Carl, maybe not the season U-32 is hoping for, but if I'm Coach Gauthier right now, you're searching for anything and everything to motivate your team. And you talked about Thetford and Hazen battling for that top spot in Division III. And for U-32 tonight, I would look at this as a chance to play spoiler for them against Thetford.
Mallett with a good, powerful rebound, gets called for the double dribble. It's a great steal on that last play by Gilman on the breakaway. McKinstry hustled back after him and showed some good intensity to break up the easy layup.
Again, it's been a consistent theme. Both teams very active in the passing lanes early on.
Inbound by Clay. Gets it to, that was McGovern. Baseline jumper by Clay doesn't go, and Zylanga helps down for the rebound. Love it when guards dig down and help out down low on the rebound. Though I call them speed rebounds where, Mallett with a long three-pointer doesn't go. And there's another hustle rebound saved by Zylanga. Ends up in a Panther hand. Here's Clay, open underneath, tough angle, can't get it to go. And Clay gets whistled for the travel. Now that happens a lot when you're not squared up to the backboard. It's really tough to hit that shot, in traffic especially.
I also think he might have heard footsteps coming on that one. He knew he had the open shot, wanted to seize the time, made him rush himself just a bit there.
Good call, Brandon. Here's Zylanga to the baseline, up and under, and he steps on the baseline out of bounds. Keene will come back into the game. Burns goes out. It will be Gilman walking it up for Thetford. Fahey now in the corner. Fahey dangerous on that fake and take. You can't bite on his up fakes. Good rim protection by Sayers that time, but another offensive rebound for Vance. Vance has been all over both ends of the boards.
Yeah, he has. He's also very confident with the ball. Anytime he's had it, especially under the basket, even with defenders crashing on him, collapsing on him, I should say.
Boyd will come back into the game. Good minutes for Sayers. Rim protecting. Baseline shot doesn't go for McGovern. Here's Boyd now. Ooh, and he does a good job not going backcourt. He heard those footsteps, and he's watched the first few minutes. Thetford, McKinstry with three, doesn't go. He's heard the footsteps of the people tipping it from behind with quick hands by Thetford, so a good pickup there. On the baseline, Fahey. Good job by Boyd, staying on his feet, not biting for the Fahey fakes. Fahey into the lane, stolen away, but a foul is called. Let's see who this one's going to be on. It looked like Zylanga had the ball, but he must have had a little wrist too.
Even with that foul drawn on him there, Carl, I've been impressed by Zylanga's energy off the bench. He's really been a spark for U-32, in my opinion, to this point.
He picks up foul number 2 and tips that one away. Good defense, even with 2 fouls. Burns is going to come back in for him. Here's the inbound by McGovern. Into a crowd. Spencer Durkee now into the game for Thetford. Great backdoor cut. Well defended by Burns. Pass picked off, and that's Gilman again. He's had a few steals here in the first half. Good square up, three-pointer is good. And that was McGovern. You had too much time on that one, Brandon.
Yeah, that's some confidence to be able to pull that ball down, contain yourself, and then settle into the three off the dribble.
This hand check is going to be called against Thetford. The first foul called against the Panthers tonight. So playing good, hard physical D without fouling.
After nearly 13 minutes of game action, that's impressive, Carl.
Luke Page will come back into the game. Checking in for McKinstry. Mallett will inbound for the Raiders. Keene, baseline three is up, no good. Mallett keeps it alive. Burns looking to get it right back to him, tipped out of bounds off a Panther. Mallett will inbound. Looking for Boyd inside, good battle. And it's not a U-32 basketball game if you don't see Boyd sprawling out for a loose ball on the floor 2 or 3 times. So that's one. We'll keep count. I'm going to say over-under is 4 for him this game. Here's Keene. Boyd passes on the three-pointer that time. Had the open look. Fahey wasn't worried about him out there. Oh, what an acrobatic move by Page.
That was quite the scoop and score right there, Carl. I was impressed by that one, that's for sure.
Hopefully we'll get that one in instant replay at the next timeout for you. Baseline jumper does not go for Vance. Oh, and there's another steal by Gilman. Sneaky. That Gilman's sneaky. He might have 3 or 4 already. Boyd on the floor again. There's count number 2. And a nice finish by Spencer Durkee, who's checked in the game for Thetford. Burns calling the play, running the show for U-32. Here's Mallett. Into the paint. His floater doesn't go. Battling for the board. I think Boyd and Mallett stole it away from each other that time.
Yeah, but U-32 has been very active on the offensive glass so far. Even the last trip down the floor, Mallett was able to tip the ball away and back out, I believe, to a teammate.
Oh, strong move that time by Dylan Vance. 8 points now. And, you know, I'm looking at this Thetford team, and one thing that jumps out to me, 1 through 5, they can all handle, they all take it to the rack, just a real versatile team. Page turns on the afterburners. Couldn't get that one to go, though. He's getting better every game I watch him. Really fun to watch player. Long rebound. Burns helped down and knocked it off a Panther foot.
And on that note of the Panthers and being able to be strong with the basketball, on the note of Vance especially, he would appear to be their center, in my eyes, being the tallest in their lineup. But he's done a majority of their ball handling, if I'm not mistaken, and keeps penetrating the lane confidently, even as just a sophomore.
Burns and Keene working. Mislak for 3. Long. Oh. I thought that was going to be number 3 for Boyd, sprawling out. He must have had to fight temptation.
Probably for the best. That one might have left a mark after how close, how quickly it got to the bleachers.
Into the bleachers, yeah. Hunter Clay back into the game for Thetford. They haven't gone too deep into their bench yet. Here's Page to Mislak. Mislak pull up in the lane, doesn't go. Clay with a good rebound. Gilman for 3, off back iron. Rebounded by Fahey, and he's going to get fouled. It's going to be team foul number 5 against U-32 here in the first half. See who gets nabbed with this one. I think it might have been Boyd. His first. Oh, don't bite for those fakes. Here's Fahey with a nice little 10-footer. 5-point Thetford lead, their biggest of the evening. Mislak now gets it to Keene. Oh, excellent look and a nice finish by Burns. Was that Keene that dropped that dime?
That was an excellent pass. He turned the corner at the free throw line, extended there, and was able to drop it into the wide open.
That senior tandem, they've played together probably for many years, AAU and here, and JV, junior high, so you gotta like it when you see 2 players in the same class that work together well. Boyd's gonna pick up his 2nd foul there. It's gonna be the 6th team foul against U-32. That'll bring Eddie Sayers back into the game. And Page is below the hash mark. Nope. That's okay. Fahey hits the first free throw. I'd hate to see a chintzy lane violation. Shot was good, so Boone Fahey now. Oh, that was the coach's box he was in, but still below the hash. Second one doesn't go. Burns now works it to Mislak. Mislak off the dribble, and Gilman with another steal. Gilman to the rack, bumped off the shot, and a rebound putback is good for Spencer Durkee. Gilman wanted the foul, but they've really been letting, as long as you don't hit them with your hands, they've been a little contact with the body go today. Excellent dish that time by Clay. Shot doesn't go. Here's Keene for U-32. And he's going to draw the foul. That'll be the 2nd team foul against Thetford.
The pace has suddenly ramped up a notch here, Carl. I think that Thetford's plan right now is to make a basket, settle into that trap, full court man, defense, and then keep on pressing U-32 and trying to wear them down.
Both teams like to run. Thetford only, I think, by my count, has only gone one deep on their bench, so we'll see how that plays out for them.
Yeah, I was going to comment on, however, U-32 might have the heftier foul total so far in this half. They are deeper on the bench in that regard and might be able to absorb a few more than Thetford would at the end of the day.
I think that turnover was Sayers stepping in as he was passing the ball, and not 100% sure. Mislak is just crushed off the ball. Page gets the steal, ahead to Mislak, and this time he's going to get the foul. There was a loose ball there. Gilman went for it, and he just basically landed on Mislak right in front of the bleachers there.
I have to compliment his composure because that was a pretty solid collision on the sideline there, and to be able to get back up, remain in the play, receive the ball, and then get fouled again and get to the free throw line. Good job
Michael
on his
Mallett
part.
back into the game, and last 34 seconds, you want Mallett in there for his defensive rebounding, and also a guy that can splash the threes if he gets an open look. Mislak regains composure after the 2 hits and hits the second of 2 free throws. Here's Fahey. Fahey, great take to the basket, but he's blocked. Good help down by Mislak. Fahey again in traffic, dumps it off. Baseline jumper is good, and that's Spencer Durkee. Unselfish pass by Clay. Time ticking away. Mislak with the ball, finds Mallett. Boy, not getting close to the rim at all. Takes the long 3-pointer. Probably could have got a better look than that with 10 seconds, Brandon, but.
Yeah, I was expecting another penetration off the dribble there into the lane and maybe look to dish and kick at that point, but at the end of the day, at least they got a shot out of it, Carl.
You know, that's the NBA that I saw right there. You know, they'll dribble around half court and then they'll come in, and that's in an NBA player's range at 28, 29 feet.
Yeah, that range might have just been behind the NBA three-point line, Carl.
So after 2 quarters of play, at the half, it's Thetford with their biggest lead, 25-18. You're watching high school basketball on CVTsport.net.
This local sports video production is made possible by Maplewood Travel Service and Information Center, off Exit 7 in Berlin, featuring gas, diesel, excellent food from the deli, an exploration-worthy beer cave, and an extensive selection of candy, snacks, and soft drinks. With Maplewood locations, off Vermont 14 in Southbury, off Exit 3 in South Royalton, off US 2 in Waterbury, and on South Main Street in Rutland. When you're on the road, Maplewood is the place to go.
Vermont middle and high school students can start college for free at the Community College of Vermont. Get a taste of college life and learn about options after high school by attending an Access Day and enrolling in our Intro to College and Careers class. Juniors and seniors are eligible for 2 dual enrollment vouchers, each good for 1 free CCV course. And seniors can complete their last year of high school and first year of college at the same time through the Early College Program. They can even stay at CCV and earn a free associate degree through the McClure Free Degree Promise. Learn more at gotocollegevt.org.
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
Coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
Established in 2016, Central Vermont Elite is an area AAU basketball program that is committed to player development and creating a positive playing experience. Coaches are committed to developing skills, character, teamwork, and sportsmanship through hard work. For more information, contact Bill Gant. Email bgant23@yahoo.com or by phone 802-793-3092. Central Vermont Elite is a local supporter of area basketball. This game was made possible by Tournament Specialties, Central Vermont's corporate and team apparel specialists. If you are looking for an updated look for your business or want the latest look for your sports team, Tournament Specialties is the place to contact. Along with their embroidery and ink decorating services, they also work with groups who want a storefront to sell their items. A great way to fundraise without upfront cost and risk. Email Jeff at Tournament Specialties to learn more. tournamentdesigns@gmail.com. Prom season is just around the corner, and Tuxtown has the expertise and wide selection of styles and colors to help you look your best. Tuxtown has been outfitting area high schoolers from Spalding, Williamstown, Montpelier, U-32, and Randolph for over a decade. Getting your prom or wedding tux doesn't have to be stressful. Let Tanya Lewis help make your special occasion planning fun. Call or text to schedule your appointment today. 802-498-5531. Tuxtown, your local formal wear specialist.
Welcome back to U-32 High School, where the Thetford Panthers lead the Raiders by a score of 25-18. A very good first quarter for U-32, 12 points, but scoring kind of dried up for them in the second quarter, only 6. Spread out scoring, 6 different scores, Boyd with 2, Page with 4, Mislak with 3, 5 for Kalen Zylanga, who picked up his second foul, had to go out of the game. Alex Keene had 2, and Burns had 2. Over on the Thetford side, 5 different scores for them. 4 points for Fahey, 5 for McGovern, 6 for Durkee, who came in off the bench and put in some good minutes. Dylan Vance, so quick off the dribble, has 8, leading all scorers, and Gilman with 2. But Gilman's impact of the game has been on the defensive end. That guy is in every passing lane and quite the pickpocket. I have him down for 5 steals. It might be 6.
Yeah, he's been really active. Every single time U-32 has had the ball, eyeing an opportunity to step in and steal a pass, and then seems to get it to his battery mate in Vance, who's been penetrating the lane and getting some layups for the Panthers. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he had a good 3-4 minute rest there before halftime, so should be pretty ready to go here coming out of the half.
U-32 will get the ball to start the second half. And it will be Burns. Kalen Zylanga and Michael Mallett replace Keene in the starting lineup, as well as Mislak. Here's Mallett now, finds Page. And Clay again, Clay uses his body well. You know, he's kind of putting a maximum amount of contact in there without reaching in, and the refs aren't calling it, so he's really a tough guy to get by with those quick feet and using his body and physicality. You can get some reffing tandems that would have him with 3 or 4 fouls already.
Yeah, that's a great point. The physicality tonight has been pretty ramped up for most high school basketball games I've seen, especially this season. So while it might be working tonight, it might not be the case every single night.
Inbounding for Thetford is Vance. Gets it into the hands of Fahey. Fahey off the dribble. Pivots around. Kick out to Vance. And I keep looking down, and Vance and Fahey, a tandem of sophomores. So, and there's a 1.5, 2.5 step, Euro step by Clay. He's called for the travel. You got to get that just right, Brandon.
Yeah, you do. He had the right idea. It looked great, and he made the layup at the end. Just took an extra half step when he did pick the ball up and start to penetrate the lane for that Euro step.
Yeah, it's all about where you pick the ball up in your 1.5, 2 steps. Zylanga to the rack, doesn't go. It's rebounded by Clay. Here comes Clay, hard back the other way. His kick out to Vance, and he knocks down the long 2. Nine-point Thetford lead. Here's Mallett now. Coach Gauthier wants the offense to move a little quicker. And Zylanga draws the foul. Let's see who this is going to go against. It's the first. Burns will inbound. Zylanga now. Gets it back to Burns. Mallett with a crossover to the rack. Oh, great move. Couldn't get it to go. Follows his own shot, though. Zylanga has his pocket picked by Clay. Just such fundamental basketball. Get your isolation and an and one for Dylan Vance. They square up to the basket. They take a look to see if they have anything. They attack, and good things are happening for this Panther team out of it.
Yeah, and we've discussed tonight how Thetford's been active in the passing lanes, but it's not only in the passing lanes, even off the dribble, they've had, I would say, 2, 3, maybe even 4 steals right off the bounce against the Raiders tonight.
Shot is up and doesn't go. Rebounded by Page. Here's Page through contact, and he's going to draw the foul. I'm predicting next year Page with that fake and take. That we're seeing a lot from Thetford. With his speed, he's going to be tough to guard. He's going to get a lot of points out of that. Burns pops the three, a little long. Zylanga's there for the offensive board. Gets it to Mallet, back to Zylanga. Good man-to-man defense by Thetford. Page dumps off to Mallet. Mallet to the rack, and can't get it to go. Good pass forward. Clay again, and he's going to come. Oh, it's a jump ball. Good box out that time by Burns to get position for the jump. Burns will bring it up for U-32. Zylanga now finds Mallet. And Mallet's going to draw the foul. Third team foul against the Panthers here in the second half. Mallet will inbound. Classic box inbound setup. Panthers stay in a man-to-man, but they keep pressure on ball for that man-to-man. I loved it when a team played man-to-man on my inbounds. So many good opportunities for screens. Mallet with a three-pointer, splashes it. Michael Mallet on the board. Raiders needed that to get in the scoring column. Trying to answer was McGovern, doesn't go. Boyd with a board. Here's Page. Gets it to Mallet. And wow, that's a reach in 99 out of 100 games that I've seen as the shot doesn't go for U-32.
I will say though, however, the second half so far has started out being called more tightly, in my opinion.
Yes.
With already 4 fouls in just 4 minutes of play.
Agreed.
So far.
I imagine both coaches talked to the officials about it. Here's Burns now from Zylanga. Zylanga passes on the three. Gets whistled for the travel.
Just started his feet moving a tad before he put the ball on the deck.
Here's Clay now walking it up for the Panthers. Page in the passing lane, tangled up by Vance, and this is going to go off of U-32. A lot of contact both ways on that one. It might have been a foul on Page, and it might have been a foul on Vance after if it wasn't a foul on Page.
Regardless, I was surprised to see no call on that one after I just made a comment about how it was being called tighter than the first half.
Three-pointer by Vance doesn't go, and Zylanga pulls down the board. Zylanga bringing it up quickly. And Mallet to the rack and gets this one to fall. 5 points now for Michael Mallet. Vance comes back to help on the full court pressure by U-32. McGovern into the lane. And Boyd just uses his power to sweep that one away. What looked like an offensive board. Zylanga to the rack, and he's going to draw the foul. This one's going to go against Gilman. Nice fearless take there by Zylanga through the towers.
Yeah, absolutely. He absorbed the contact well there. You knew it was coming right when he went up for it. Had the defender in the air before he'd even taken off, and able to get the shot up cleanly and almost was able to drop it in.
6 points now for Zylanga. Back into the game, the dangerous mid-range shooter, Spencer Durkee, also a sophomore. It's a good sophomore class for Thetford. Zylanga hits them both. Raiders clawing their way back into this one. Vance to the rack, his runner doesn't go. Burns gets the board. Burns now pushing the pace ahead to Zylanga. And knocked away by Clay. Oh, and Zylanka came down awkwardly on his ankle. Off the court under his own power, that's a good thing. But a lot of contact on that take that time too. Page pops the three, doesn't go. Boyd rips down the board. Thetford's taking what they're given right now. You know, they know they're not calling it real tight. They're going to play a little more physical, and that's smart basketball. Three-pointer doesn't go for Mallet. Page, rebound, put back. No, Boyd comes flying in. Boyd on the floor, time number 3 is the count. So over under at 4. We need one more for Boyd to reach his quota. Not enough Boyd flesh on the hardwood yet.
But I will say that counter has gone up rather quickly. I think it started in the second quarter, and we're still in the third, and he's already up to 3.
Vance now dumps off to Clay. Oh, and a behind the back steal. I think Boyd just backhanded that one out of Clay's hands. A no-look steal. And a travel called against the Raiders.
Again, another case. The feet just started taking off before the ball hit the hardwood for U-32.
Here is McGovern. Over to Fahey. Fahey to the rack. Finds McGovern. Great cut by Clay, and he's tied up, and a foul is called. See, this one's going to go against, looks like Mizlak. Eddie Sayers will check back into the game for the Raiders. Inbound into the paint to Vance. And they called an offensive foul. The hook, the classic hook. It feels so good when you're on offense doing it, like I just got myself open, but sometimes you don't feel that guy getting pulled behind you. Mizlak now, and he loses it. Good steal by Clay. Clay with a crossover. Oh, and it's a pin block by Sayers, but he's going to get whistled for it. Strong take by Boone Fahey.
An excellent court vision by Vance. He could have easily settled for the shot that he had there just beyond the three-point arc, but instead making the cross-court pass to a streaking Fahey for what would have been a layup, but now 2 shots at the foul line.
So I'm going to say Sayers had ball clean on that one, but I think what the refs call is the follow-through every time. You know, when you have that tomahawk flying through, sometimes refs will call it even if you don't make contact because it looks so violent. If you can just go straight up and just be happy with getting your hand on it, keeping the shot from going up, you get away with it a lot more often, really. Fahey hits the second. Boyd right back into the game. He got a sip of water and he's back in. Alex Keene also in the game back in the game for the Raiders. Keene will spark plug out there defensively for U-32. Here's Boyd, gets it to Keene. Mallet now. Fights off the defensive Clay. You know, it's smart. It's smart defense. If they're not calling the reach or the block, you got to go for it every time.
Yeah, you might as well keep pressuring the ball, especially when they are tipping it away almost every time. Good things are going to continue to happen if that is being allowed by the officials tonight.
McGovern now on the high weave with Durkee. Here's Vance. Bit of a weave here for Thetford. Vance, and he's swatted by Sayers. Kept in by Mallet, but right back to Vance under the rim. Cardinal sin of basketball, don't save it under the hoop. Boyd gets it to Mallet. Keene now. Keene, baseline three-pointer, no good. Sayers, rebound put back, no. So after 3 quarters of play, it's a 7-point Thetford lead. You're watching Boys Hoop on CBTSport.net. Look, Fahey wasn't worried about him out there. Oh, what an acrobatic move by Page.
That was quite the scoop.
Back to the action, and a 7-point lead now for Thetford. We had an outstanding JV game we got to enjoy before this one. 1 point U-32 victory. Thetford scored a 2-pointer with time running off the clock. A timeout was called, and Raiders with a 1-point lead turned it over without anybody touching it inbounds with 0.4 seconds. So learning experience for the JV team, but Thetford was unable to hit the last second shot with 4/10 of a second, so Raiders held on 52-51. Raiders are going to have to put something together here to reel this one in and try to give us another good finish in this one.
And of note, Carl, walking onto the court right there is junior Alex. Oh, nope, sorry about that. That is Kalen Zylenga, back from injury.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, back in the game, so must have walked off that ankle. Boyd for three. Oh, so close. Good team rebound that time. Clay comes away with it. Tipped into his hands by Durkee. Durkee's done a lot of good things off the bench for this Thetford Panther team. Again, the high weave for Thetford, letting some air out of the ball. And Mallett gets in the passing lane. Why not be a little aggressive? They're probably not going to call the reach. Free throw jumper for McGovern goes. He's got 7 now for the Panthers. Balanced attack for this Panther team. Here's Keene to the rack, gets the shot off, doesn't go. Vance now, slows it down. Great look. Fahey doesn't get it to go. Rebound put back for Durkee is good. Coach Gothier wants a timeout. 11-point Thetford lead. You're watching high school basketball on cbtsport.net. Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm. Back to the action, and Raiders now trailing by 11. And I could be wrong, but I think the Panthers have only gone one man deep on their bench in this one, so a little almost Iron Man basketball out there for Thetford.
I believe you are correct, Carl. It seems to be that they're using like an extended 3-4 minute break for each player that does come off the floor, and then getting the next man up mentality right back out there.
Well, these sophomores, they haven't put on the extra weight as juniors and seniors, so they can run all day and it doesn't bother them. Once they put on another 20 pounds of muscle, then maybe they'll need more rest. But boy, will they be dangerous then. Here's Zylanga now off the dribble, out to Mallett, passes on the three-pointer, takes it to the rack. Might have been partially blocked. Vance was there, putting pressure on, comes away with a rebound. Here's McGovern, looking for the handoff. Keene gets his hand in the passing lane, makes the steal, but it's stolen right back by Vance. I like the pressure U-32's putting on. Vance has it knocked away, and since the foul is going to get called against Mallett.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if this kind of the weave up top that we've discussed is working against the Panthers right now. They seem to have more success when they were just working the ball around, making quick passes and quick cuts through the lane and even penetrating.
Yeah, in hockey they call it ragging time a little bit, I think. You know, you hold on to that lead and you burn some of the clock if you can. First one doesn't go for Vance, but yeah, I think especially with the kind of allowing the physical play, people can kind of slam in there to get in the passing lanes, and it makes it dangerous to do the weave. Here's Keene now, stop and go dribble, looking inside, finds Page, layup is good. Great pass, great finish. Page now has 6 points. The shot fake is so dangerous. Keene with another steal. Keene to the rack and lays it in for 2. Keene making things happen defensively for the Raiders. And Boyd's going to get whistled for the foul on this one.
Just a half step too late there, Carl. He read it correctly, just was not able to beat Fahey to the spot on that one, unfortunately.
The 3rd foul on Boyd is going to be the 5th team foul against U-32. Here's McGovern, baseline to Vance. Back out to McGovern, passes on the 3. Up top, he goes to Clay. 3-pointer does go up by Gilman, no good. Mallett with the board and a foul called on Dylan Vance. That's going to be team foul number 6 against Thetford. Only the 2nd foul on Vance. Have to respect these young players playing smart basketball out there, staying out of foul trouble, knowing that Coach Gray isn't going very deep into the bench. Here's Page now off the dribble, good crossover. And Hunter Clay called for the blocking foul. Is that going to be his first foul? If it is, he's played second. But spectacular defense, really put great ball pressure on all day long without getting in foul trouble. Page knocks down the first of 2 free throws. Page's second doesn't go. Boyd battles for the board. Loose ball rebound goes in the hands of Clay. Clay looking for Vance, and this one floats out of bounds. It's step-up time for the U-32 Raiders. Here's Zylanga, long 3-pointer, in and out. Good look for Zylanga. Clay now into the lane and gets it into Gilman. Gilman gains his composure, doesn't get the shot to go. Page now with a rebound. Page over to Zylanga. Back to Mallett. Mallett for 3. No good. Well rebounded by Fahey. Thetford does one thing really, really well. They gain their composure when they catch the ball. They get balanced, and then they make something good happen after that. And this is going to be a foul against U-32. It will be the 6th team foul against the Raiders. This one, I believe, going on Page, or is it Boyd? Boyd. That's foul number 4. And Mitchell Parkman will check into the game. I thought they went 6 deep. They went 7 deep. Parkman hasn't got a lot of action since starting. He was one of the guys that Coach Gauthier talked about being a dangerous player too. So not sure the story behind that one, but diehard Thetford fans and the coach know. 3-pointer goes up, doesn't go. Long rebound by Keene. Gilman steps in front of him, cutting off the lane, and wow. Here's Keene, out to Zylanga. And a reaching foul is called on that one. You know, with our pregame show talking about not giving refs a hard time, we've had a hard time not giving the refs a hard time, at least I have, Brandon. They're definitely letting them play, and I'm not saying they're biased one way or the other. It's just they're letting them play today.
Yeah, I don't think that we've shown any bias on our end, Carl. I think that it's just been more of a physical game than I'm accustomed to watching in Vermont high school basketball.
Yeah, yep. This one tipped out of bounds by a Panther, so it will stay Raider ball. Oh, Keene was wide open for a second. Here's Zylanga, tries to kick back to Mallet, but another steal for Gilman. Fahey now at the elbow. Again, pivoting, waiting for the defense to fly by, making something good happen after, but keeping his balance all the while. Here's Parkman inside to Fahey. Gilman passes on the three. Whew, that one almost got away. Skip pass, near side to McGovern. Good strength that time by Parkman. Mallet got a lot of that ball. Here's Page to the rack, up and under, draws the foul. And I think Thetford might have bailed him out a little bit. He was pretty off balance. That ball was down by his ankles. He was going to try to do the triple pump, I think.
Yeah, I think Page was trying to decide himself what to do with that ball in the air. Able to draw the foul on the play, so that works out. I think there's a sense of urgency that's come over the Raiders, though, in about the past 2 minutes. They've definitely ramped up the intensity, especially defensively. However, Thetford is really working them, passing that ball around, and Coach Gray has even stopped what appeared to be almost a transition layup opportunity a couple times from my observation to draw the ball back out and slow it down and waste some more clock and make the Raiders work defensively.
Just did it again. Oh, great take and fake by Fahey. And again, another rebound putback by Parkman. I don't know why the junior wasn't getting much playing time the second, third, and early fourth, but boy, he's coming in at the key time to help expand this Panther lead. Zylanga splashes the three. And that's going to be a travel. And McGovern was still moving while he was trying to regain control of the ball. What a sophomore class, I'll tell you. McGovern, Fahey, and Vance, all sophomores, and Clay, wow. Zylanga again for three, this one doesn't go. Mislak, rebound, put back, no. Tipped out of bounds, and it will be Thetford ball. Boyd back into the game.
Yeah, I mentioned a sense of urgency for the Raiders. Even the crowd's feeling it now, getting more into it. Some people getting on their feet in the latter stages of this game.
Gilman inside to Fahey. He'll kick it out. Smart basketball by the Panthers. Fahey again. Using that pivot masterfully to keep control of the ball. Here's Fahey inside. Fahey didn't even leave his feet. He up faked, let the Raider defender leave his feet, and then took it up strong into him.
I brought up the word composure earlier in the broadcast tonight, and I have to reiterate, I am impressed with the composure of this Thetford Panthers team, being a younger squad and being able to handle the tenacity of the Raiders on defense in the latter portion of this game.
Fahey hits the first of his 2 free throws. He's got 4 free throws on the night. 6 points total. Here's Fahey's second. Back iron doesn't go. Boyd with a rebound. Mallet to Mislak. Here's Burns now. He'll get somebody open for a three. Mislak to Mallet. Long three-pointer, doesn't go. Fahey with a rebound. And stepping on the line, I believe, was the Panther player. Raiders will inbound. You know, you need a quick shot, but it doesn't have to be a quick three. And Coach Gauthier is probably taking a timeout to say just that. We'll take it 2 with just over a minute remaining. It's an 8-point Panther lead here on CVTsport.net.
This local sports video production is made possible by Maplewood Travel Service and Information Center, off Exit 7 in Berlin, featuring gas, diesel, excellent food from the deli, an exploration-worthy beer cave, and an extensive selection of candy, snacks, and soft drinks. With Maplewood locations, off Vermont 14 in South Barry, off Exit 3 in South Royalton, off US 2 in Waterbury, and on South Main Street in Rutland. When you are on the road, Maplewood is the place to go.
The action, Raiders with the ball. Boyd stays on his feet, gets it to Mislak, shot doesn't go, play with a rebound. Quick foul time, I believe. And smart timeout by Hunter Clay. We'll take it to just over a minute. Thetford by 8.
Vermont middle and high school students can start college for free at the Community College of Vermont. Get a taste of college life and learn about options after high school by attending an Access Day and enrolling in our Intro to College and Careers class. Juniors and seniors are eligible for 2 dual enrollment vouchers, each good for 1 free CCV course. And seniors can complete their last year of high school and first year of college at the same time through the Early College Program. They can even stay at CCV and earn a free associate degree through the McClure Free Degree Promise. Learn more at gotocollegevt.org.
Carl Parton back with Brandon Walker, and the Raiders have shown signs of brilliance. And one of the keys that Gauthier talked about before the game was living up to their potential. They showed some potential. They didn't do it for 4 full quarters. A bunny hop there, but Parkman again.
And the Raiders have had their opportunities. They've had a couple threes here late. Mislak just had that layup chance. There's been the potential for them to complete this comeback tonight. They've had the looks. It's just a matter of that composure and shots not quite falling for them, unfortunately.
Mitchell Parkman has only played a few minutes here in the fourth, but he already has 6 quick points. And a great pass and a finish that time by Fahey. Now I remember, Parkman's the one that got popped in the, and it looks like he might have tissues up his nose or something to stop the bleeding, so that's why he hasn't been in the game. It just came back to me as Raiders pick up a foul, but he's probably breathing through his mouth and one nostril right now, but he's looking good with partial oxygen.
Yeah, yeah, he is. Excellent energy off the bench and definitely contributing both defensively and offensively for the Panthers. I'm sure he wasn't too thrilled to have to sit out for as long as he did, but taking advantage of the time he has had back on the court.
Fahey hustling for that one, and it's going to go out of bounds off the Panthers, off the missed free throw. Oh. Burns now with the ball. Zylanga for 3. Buries it again. Kalen Zylanga, 13 points now for the Raiders, and they take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 21 seconds left. A hard-fought battle, a lot of good signs for the Raiders. You know, I was pretty impressed with their perimeter shooting. They've had some days where they've been ice cold. They hit their open looks. They really extended on some threes that were tough shots, and Thetford played some great exterior perimeter defense too.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I've noticed a change from the Raiders, less penetration on the offensive end of the court in this second half, shooting a few more threes. They have knocked some down, just like that last one Zylanga took right there, but I think they got away from a little bit what was working more so for him in the first half than the second half. And that could be for a number of reasons. The game did start to get called more tightly, but they were also just pressured all night on the ball, really hard, really intensely by the Panthers, and I think maybe that led to a bit more of a hesitation to get into the lane, Carl.
Good points. Good points all, Brandon. So with 20 seconds left, it will be inbounded by Hunter Clay of the Panthers. Long skip pass. Oh, and wow. Near backcourt for Parkman. And takedown. It will be free throws for Fahey. And I'll tell you, Thetford did this 7 deep with Parkman just getting some minutes here in the 4th. So Coach Jason Gray, if nothing else, has this team in fighting shape.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there, Carl. I'm curious to know, and I'm wondering if you know, if they have faced Hazen twice yet on the season, or if they have another matchup looming.
I do know that, as Zylanga takes it to the rack. Yeah, they beat Hazen once, 47-42. They don't have them in the next 3 games. Oh, yes, they do. Actually, February 13th, they're at Hazen, and then February 15th, they're at LI. So 2 tough games and really telling games for the Panthers coming up. They're going to be super important for them. Looking at the Raiders, they go to Lamoille tomorrow for a mid-afternoon game, 4 p.m. JV, 5:30 varsity. And then the Raiders get the unpleasant experience of the Valentine's Day visit to Spalding, and Spalding is just a juggernaut this year, so that's going to be a tough. Then the Raiders on the 17th have LI home. Good finish again by Parkman. So some good games coming up, certainly for the Raiders tomorrow. They're going to have a back-to-back, and these guys don't mind a back-to-back. They love it. You know, they can play back-to-back-to-back and still be going strong. Lamoille is a team that is, that I think, defeated U-32, but it's a team in U-32's wheelhouse. So it's a team maybe they should have even beaten and let that one slip away. I think it was earlier in the season. So that's a game. And the Raiders, are in 16th right now in Boys Division II, but one win could literally bump them up all the way to number 13 or 14. So they're hoping they can get that one tomorrow. It'll be huge as far as, maybe not getting a home playoff game, but getting a playoff game that is a team that you can fight, you can play with.
Yeah, and I talked about earlier that extra motivation that Coach Gothier could search for the Raiders each and every night that they take the court, and jumping up 3-4 spots in the rankings or the seedings is nothing to scoff about, Carl. So I would say that I'm sure he's got that in mind. I'm sure that's something he can relate to his team, and we discussed they've had great opportunities tonight, shown some strong moments. So hopefully they can string it together tomorrow and get back in the win column.
Mislak gets the last-second 3 off, doesn't go. So the final score in this one is 47 for Thetford and 37 for U-32. The Panthers improved to 12-3. So they are right on the heels of Hazen, who at last count was 12-2. And they're going to play in the Wildcat Den, which is not a fun place to play. But, boy, that's going to be a fun game to watch, I'll tell you. I may just, I know they have that on local access there. I may flip on and watch that if we don't have any coverage here for CVTsport.net. Raiders drop to 3-11 again. They play tomorrow at Lamoille, so looking forward to that one. Brandon, any final thoughts on the game?
I thought that the Raiders, especially even just looking at that last play, definitely things to take away. Coach Gothier drew that up for the Raiders in that final timeout. They ran it to perfection, got a great look for Mislak there. So again, the energy, the mentality of the Raiders should be up, should be high. They should be looking to go on the road tomorrow and get a late season victory and hopefully catapult themselves up the standings a little bit.
That's one thing about Coach Gothier that I respect so much, and I've talked to him about it a little bit, is he never stops coaching. It doesn't matter if he's up by 25, down by 25, there's always something to teach, always something for the players to learn. And his quote, I'm going to get it a little wrong, but was, like I said, you were down by 30 in one game, and you were still getting fired up there. And he's like, you know what? The players that come in at the end of the game, off the end of the bench, still deserve to be coached. And I just so much respect for that. So that's going to do it for us. I'd like to thank Sammy Tucker for his excellent work on camera. Did both games of the doubleheader. Brandon, double duty, great job. I'm still only paying you one paycheck. Sorry, I'm not sure what you were hoping for, but great job doing producing and adding a lot in the game and color commentary.
Yeah, I don't mind at all, Carl, about that one paycheck. I had a lot of fun tonight, and I hope you did too. I tried to keep you guys as invested in the game as I could by producing back here, but at the end of the day, I had a good time, and Thank you, Carl, for everything.
Thank you, Brandon. Once again, final score, final time, 47 for the Panthers, 37 for the Raiders. Just hoping and praying for each and every one of you that God continues to bless us with peace, safety, health, and most of all, liberty. Vaya con Dios, my friends.
This has been a local sports video production brought to you by CVTsport.net, your local sports video leader. We'd like to thank our longtime partners, CVTV723.org, channel 192 and 194, Central Vermont Community Access Television, and Orca Media, Onion River Community Access Television in the greater Montpelier area is media for the people.
My daddy made this. Daddy!